हेलो, ग्रेट। सो अगर तुम लोग को आवाज आ रहा है तो प्लीज थोड़ा सा अनम्यूट करके प्लीज लेट मी नो कि यस वी आर एबल टू हियर यू और समथिंग। ओके, सो लेट्स स्टार्ट देन। इन लास्ट लेक्चर हमने सुना था अबाउट लाइक वी हैड डन अ चैप्टर दैट इज ecosystem and the energy flow. So as per yours, like say that पूरा चैप्टर नहीं लिया था हम लोगों ने, सिर्फ जितना बोर्ड एग्जाम के लिए था उतना ही लिया था। Even this chapter is not fully there for your board exam. I will the starting का part is completely there basically, जितना आधा चैप्टर है वो तो पूरा का पूरा है। Still every one of you just go through your syllabus once and let me know कि कहाँ तक है या कहाँ तक नहीं है। मेरे पास syllabus copy है but I am quite skeptical now about the syllabus copy, so it is better to confirm from you all. So I hope सब लोग एक बार चेक करके मुझे बता देंगे कि कहाँ तक है। Okay, starting का part is there surely, वो I am very sure, just I'm a bit concerned about the last का part. Okay, so in the last chapter, like last two chapters हम लोग यही पढ़ रहे हैं, what is the population, what is the ecosystem, how it is interacting with each other, what are different types of interactions involved in a particular population, right? So that was the very first chapter जो मैंने चालू किया था about the population and the organisms, or the organism and the population, sorry. Okay, after that हम लोगों ने चालू किया था after that we had started ecosystem and the energy flow. So वहाँ पे हमने देखा था कि what is the different structure of ecosystem, क्या क्या होता है उसमें, how the components actually interact, what are the different processes which are actually involved in interaction. So हमने देखा there are 4 important processes. प्रोडक्टिविटी एक होता है, न्यूट्रिएंट साइक्लिंग होता है, डिकम्पोजिशन होता है, एनर्जी फ्लो होता है। सो नो मैटर व्हाट, कौन सा टाइप का इकोसिस्टम है, ऑल दिस प्रोसेस आर like confirmed like they had to happen basically, it is like mandatory thing for a particular ecosystem, right? उसके बाद we had seen how a typical ecosystem develops, so that is a ecological succession, right? Just a minute, huh? Yeah, so after that we had seen how the ecological succession happens, what are different types of ecological succession, primary, secondary. Then in typical plants, there are two types, hydrarch and a xerarch, right? So with this, we had ended that particular chapter. So अगर किसी को कोई doubt है in that chapter, like up to whatever we had done, ecosystem में या फिर organisms and population में या फिर any other chapter, if you are having any doubt you can ask now, हम लोग discuss कर सकते हैं, and then we can start with the new chapter today. Yes, any doubts, any questions? No doubts, no questions, so it means सबको सब कुछ एकदम perfectly समझ रहा है. I hope that is the case. And yeah, one more thing, Crystal ने question पूछा था last time about the plant, like एक नीट का question था. Did you get the answer? सर ने आंसर बताया तुम्हें, मैंने फॉरवर्ड किया था सर को. Is she here, Crystal? हेलो, आज के सबने मौन व्रत वगैरह रखा है क्या, कुछ नवरात्रि का अष्टमी वगैरह है तो वी विल नॉट स्पीक करके वी विल जस्ट लिसन?
नहीं सर, क्रिस्टल नहीं है।
ओके ओके, So if she comes, or yes, I don't know, sir ने आंसर फॉरवर्ड किया नहीं बता किया, I have no idea, but I will just discuss in a class today. तो उसके जो भी फ्रेंड्स रहेंगे प्लीज उसको बता देना. So the question was, read the given statement. Read the given statements about the Nilakurinji and select the correct option. Okay. So the options were: it flowers once in a 4 year. Its botanical name is Strobilanthus kunthiana. This plants flowered during September-October 2006. And the last option is, due to its mass flowering, large tracts of hilly area of Kerala, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu transform into blue stretches in a year 2010. So फिर उन्होंने ऑप्शंस दिया है कि which is the incorrect statement basically. So in the entire C, option C is the only correct statement basically. Option 2 and 3 were like the statement. Its botanical name is Strobilanthus kunthiana and it flowers in 2006. I hope सबने ये क्वेश्चन पढ़ा होगा बिकॉज सर ने फॉरवर्ड किया मतलब ये क्वेश्चन सबके पास होगा. सो एक्चुअली द ऑप्शन जो उन्होंने दिए हैं दैट आर क्वाइट रॉन्ग, यू कैन से. अगर इनकरेक्ट करना है तो अगर इनकरेक्ट, ओके सॉरी सर क्वेश्चन ही नहीं समझा. ओके ओके ओके. सो देयर इज वन क्वेश्चन अबाउट द नीलाकुरिंजी जो सर ने मुझे फॉरवर्ड किया था. आई थिंक सर को क्वेश्चन का आंसर चाहिए था. सो एंड द सेम क्वेश्चन लास्ट लेक्चर में क्रिस्टल वाज आस्किंग टू मी. तो द क्वेश्चन लाइक उन्होंने 4 सेंटेंस दिया है अबाउट द प्लांट नीलाकुरिंजी. ओके और ऊपर बोला है कि एंड सिलेक्ट द करेक्ट ऑप्शंस और नीचे बोला है द इनकरेक्ट स्टेटमेंट्स आर. तो अगर मैं एक्चुअली क्वेश्चन में थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम है. तो अगर हम लोग सिलेक्ट करते हैं करेक्ट ऑप्शन, तो नीलाकुरिंजी बेसिकली एक प्लांट है जो इंडिया में देखा जाता है इन वेस्टर्न घाट बेसिकली इन केरला के हिल्स हिली एरियाज में बेसिकली. ये प्लांट का स्पेशलिटी ये है कि ये 12 साल में सिर्फ एक ही बार उसको फ्लावरिंग होता है. सो लास्ट टाइम द फ्लावरिंग जो हुआ था दैट हैपन इन 2018 और उससे पहले जब हुआ था 2006 में. सो इफ यू फाइंड एनी सच क्वेश्चन यू हैव टू कीप इन माइंड कि नीलाकुरिंजी blossoms or flowers only once in a 12 years और लास्ट टाइम 2018 में हुआ था और उससे पहले 2006 में हुआ था. ओके इतना भी अगर समझा तो whenever you will get that question तुम लोग को क्लिक हो जाएगा. That's it from my side. Thank you. Okay. It's all about the plant Nilakurinji, nothing else. So whatever. Before moving ahead, I'm asking this last time now. Any doubts, any difficulties, any questions, any suggestions, whatever. If you are having, please open up and speak. If not, then I will start asking some questions now. Great. So there are no questions. So the last chapter of this particular like book we can say, I don't know. अगर बाकी सब कुछ हुआ रहेगा तो I think last chapter of your syllabus basically is biodiversity, conservation and environmental issue. तो अभी तक हम लोगों ने देखा कि ओके इकोसिस्टम क्या होता है, इंटरेक्शन कैसे होता है, हाउ व्हाट इज द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ इकोसिस्टम, व्हाट डेवलप कैसे होता है एंड ऑल. नाउ इट्स टाइम टू स्टडी what are the different types of species involved, क्या क्या diversity है. We all know, we always say India is like a very good, India is a country with a very good biodiversity. यहाँ पे बहुत even not even biodiversity, there are so many things in India starting from the culture, the languages and all, we show diversity, right? And same in a way in a biodiversity also. So जो plants हमें मुंबई में दिखते हैं we can't see that them in a जम्मू कश्मीर, या फिर जो हमें कन्याकुमारी में मिलता है वो राजस्थान में नहीं मिलता है, लाइक दैट. सो वी आर वेरी लाइक इट इज लाइक वन ऑफ द ओनली फ्यू कंट्रीज इन अ वर्ल्ड जिनके पास इतना सारा बायोडाइवर्सिटी दिखता है, या फिर दे हैव सच काइंड ऑफ स्पीसीज ऑफ प्लांट्स एंड एनिमल्स व्हिच आर प्रेजेंट इन अ डिफरेंट एरिया. ओके So it is very important for us to study biodiversity because if you remember, uh, मैंने बोला था कि each and every component of nature या फिर कोई भी typical species is equally important. For now हम उसका important समझे ना समझे, we are not able to understand it maybe, but the moment the particular species get extincted, we will realize कि कितना बड़ा mistake हुआ था. And I think that is the thing. अभी बहुत सारे, if you have seen, forest department and all the like government of India is taking so many initiatives to protect different animals. So protect tiger, protect ye, protect wo, different animals they are protecting. Why? Because we did not even realize कि ये animals का number भी इतने नीचे जाएगा. So you must have heard something like endangered species, vulnerable species, etc. Obviously, we will be studying those in detail in this particular chapter. But मेरा एक ही point है behind telling this, why it is important for us to study this biodiversity, conservation, and environmental issues. क्यों करना है ना? It is very much theoretical chapter again, like the previous two chapters. It's not like something very ऐसा conceptual और कुछ बहुत ज़्यादा बड़ा concept इसमें ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. It is something like a story. कि क्यों क्यों हमें ये सब पे फोकस करना जरूरी है. And you all, I think, like not only you all, every individual should know a basic of all these things. तभी जाके हम लोग को importance समझेगा. Now people are fighting about the RA forest. There are two groups. एक बोल रहा है नहीं वहीं पे बनाओ, एक बोल रहा है नहीं बनाओ. They had cut few trees and all. So कुछ लोग बोल रहे कि अरे इतना नुकसान. I don't know how many of you have seen the news, but it was very recent news. I'm just giving an example. There is nothing against anything. I'm just giving an example. So they are saying कि okay, अगर तुमने आरे में नहीं बनाया कहीं और बनाया तो you will get crores का नुकसान and all. And then the second group says कि no, that is fine करके नुकसान हुआ चलेगा and the nature is more important and all. Whatever they are saying, just one thing is important over here. Whenever these people say कि हो कि हम लोग trees cut करेंगे, even if you go from CST session to the towards the typical churchgate area via Saint Xavier's, वहाँ पे पहले बहुत बड़े बड़े trees थे. Now what they have started, उन लोगों ने वो trees कट करना चालू किए. Why? Because they want to start their metro project. So the metro project has started and उन्होंने like the trees are like literally 100 years ago, मतलब वहाँ पे उन्होंने planted किया था. इतने बड़े बड़े plants को लोग cut करें and they are doing these things. Okay, and when if you are trying to take a, you can say, action against them, then they will say कि हाँ हमने यहाँ पे 10 trees cut कर दिए हैं, so now we will plant 1,000 plants at somewhere else. So what do you think? This compensation kind of thing जो दिखाया जाता है, will that really matter? A fully developed 100 years old plant is getting cut and on that place अगर हम लोग कहते हैं अगर 1,000 के हम लोग 10,000 plants grow करेंगे, till the moment that 10,000 छोटे छोटे plants बड़े होके it will take the place of the बड़ा tree, something like there will be so many times has already been lost and बहुत कुछ हो सकता है in between. So all these things like ये सब हम लोग को कब रियलाइज होगा, ये सब पॉइंट जब हम लोग को इसका कुछ इन्फॉर्मेशन होगा. If we are just blindly following something जो भी हो रहा है यहाँ पे, then there is no point. But as a biologist, it is a responsibility to convey the right message in a right way and with the right knowledge. There are so many people who don't have any background information but just keep on blabbering something कि हाँ ये ऐसा है वो वैसा है. No, not like that. And to solve such issues, this chapter is there. Okay, I hope you will enjoy this chapter. There are some case studies and all also, so we'll see. सबने वो चिपको मूवमेंट सुना रहेगा एंड सुंदरलाल बहुगुणा का नाम सुना रहेगा, बिश्नोईस का नाम सुना रहेगा. So all these things we will be discussing in this particular chapter. Okay, so before starting the exact chapter, I want you all to recall something because it is given in your chapter as a can you recall. I'm hoping that you must have done this thing somewhere in your 11th standard book. Okay, so you must have heard about or learned about the Chipko movement and its efforts of Sri Jadov Pine in a school. So who will tell me who was this person, Shri Jadhav Paing? क्या था उसका रोल इंडिया में? कहाँ से है ये बंदा? Anyone? Don't Google now. If you know, yes. If you don't know, no. Anyone? Okay. So Mr. Pine, he is actually a very ordinary person जो रहते थे आसाम में नियर ब्रह्मपुत्र का जो रहता है सैंडशोर वहाँ पे. ओके. व्हेन ही वाज 16 years old, वहाँ पे कुछ तो फ्लडिंग वगैरह हुआ था. इवन लाइक आई थिंक सबको पता है कि आसाम में मैक्सिमम टाइम फ्लडिंग एंड ऑल इज नाउ हैपनिंग. इवन नाउ हैदराबाद एंड आसाम लाइक दैट एरिया आर सफरिंग फ्रॉम फ्लड. So when he was 16 basically, at that time ना ऐसे कुछ तो फ्लड आके गया था and hundreds of snakes were dying at that point because of the floods and all. And he found that कि that snakes were not like वो लोग को कुछ जगह ही नहीं रहने के लिए basically. There are no things to that for the snakes to stay and or let's say a typical habitat for the snakes. Okay. And with this intention, this young person started planting a trees near this area of the Brahmaputra. Okay. And उसने उसको इतना पैशनेटली करना चालू किया that धीरे 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 he started doing it so oftenly that the entire area, it is some 500 approximately 500 hectares something I think, or acres, I'm not very clear about the numbers now, but then it is a quite a big area basically. उसने वो पूरे जगह पे प्लांट्स लगा दिए, अलग अलग टाइप के प्लांट्स लाइक डिफरेंट ट्रीज एंड ऑल सब बना दिए. एंड देन ultimately he went to the forest department. He worked there as a laborer, huh? Not even any officer. He worked there as a laborer on a particular project. उसने देखा. And then even the project was finished, he continued to work in that area only. Suddenly what happened एक दिन कि a group of, or let's say a herd बोलते हैं हम लोग उसको, a herd of elephant from a particular nearby area was missing. Okay. So these forest officials were checking कि पूरा का पूरा herd actually गया कहाँ पे, right? And at that time while searching this particular herd of the elephant, they get to know about this particular area जहाँ पे this particular person जादव पायंग ने, इसका पूरा नाम है जादव मोलाई पायंग. Okay. Plantation किया हुआ था and that has become now a big forest, a very dense forest. And even these people were like quite surprised कि किसने इतना सब मतलब चमत्कार करके दिखाया है. And then they get to know, and even the herd of the elephant was in that forest. वहाँ पे और भी बहुत सारे animals थे जिन्होंने अपना shelter बना लिया था. And then this particular person, this labor actually came into limelight, and now government of India actually has given him Padma Shri. Let's see, the fourth most important civilian award in our country was given to this particular person, a very ordinary person basically. And the forest जो उसका है, now that forest is known as Molai forest. Okay, so this is the entire story of the Jadhav Molai Pine, and he is called as the forest man of India. This is something important because this can be asked in your exam. So if they ask you who is the forest man of India, the answer is Sri Jadhav Molai Pine. I hope you understood the story and why he is important to us. Okay. Yeah, and his forest is now is a home for Bengal tigers, deers, elephants, and many more species. So it has become actually a forest now. So this is the efforts by a single person, single-handedly done thing. So just imagine, agar every one of us will start doing something, the scenario will be very much different than it is now. Okay. Then the thing is like why we do have a national park and sanctuaries, obviously for conservation. I will not go in detail now. And this thing, I think सबको याद है about the patents. That we had actually fight the case against foreign countries. So Indian scientists won the battle of the patent of turmeric and basmati rice. Why was getting this patents essential? कौन बताएगा मुझे? ये सब तो मैंने ही पढ़ा था, तो ऑब्वियसली आई एम एक्सपेक्टिंग एन आंसर. क्यों हम लोग को वो केस करना एंड वो झगड़ा करना दैट टर्मरिक एंड बासमती हमारा है एंड ऑल? व्हाई? एनीवन प्लीज?
क्योंकि बाकी कंट्रीज के लोगों ने उन्होंने क्रेडिट ले लिया कि उनका ही है, उन्होंने इंडिया को ऐसे नहीं बताया था कि इंडिया से मिला है.
यस, दैट इज
और
अ वन.
वो पेटेंट अगर उन्होंने ले लिया है और अगर फिर हम लोगों को उस पर कुछ करना है रिसर्च वगैरह, और अगर वो कंपनी खोलनी है टर्मरिक की, तो फिर उनसे जाके हमको देनी पड़ेगी परमिशन, उनको पैसे देने पड़ेंगे, उसमें अपने लॉस है.
एग्जैक्टली. सो दिस इज द वेरी राइट आंसर. तो अगर उन्होंने पेटेंट ले लिया है जो हमारा है, ये उन पे उन्होंने अपना टैग लगा के वो लोग सेल कर रहे हैं एंड देन दे आर एक्सपेक्टिंग अस टू गेट टेक अ परमिशन बिकॉज वी नीड टू टेक परमिशन इफ हम लोग को कुछ भी करना है related to that thing, and that's why getting this patent was important. And why it was essential again? Because this is something, it is traditional knowledge of India is so बोलते ना important that so there are so many other things कि हम लोग को पता तक नहीं है, पर इंडिया में ऐसा सब हो रहा है. There are so many tribal species जो जंगल में रहते हैं. Just imagine how they are surviving over there. उनके पास because they know a lot of traditional knowledge. उनके जो पूरा लाइक रहते हैं बूढ़े लोग वगैरह, उनका लाइक जनरेशन वाइज दे कीप ऑन टेलिंग, एंड इफ यू गो एंड आस्क देम दे विल नॉट टेल यू कि वो लोग क्या करते हैं. They are very reluctant to tell it to others, but they keep on passing on their traditional knowledge to the next generations always. And that's why the turmeric ho ya basmati ho, this is something apna, it is apna hak ka thing. And that's why a scientist actually uh, had filed a case against them, and फिर हम लोगों ने वो केस जीता भी था. Okay, so that is about thing. And then in situ and ex situ. So in situ मतलब without changing their position, जहाँ पे भी है अगर मैं देखा तो let's say any national park or any particular area जहाँ पे पहले से forest है, तो I will try to conserve my species over that particular area. That is called as in situ conservation. And what is ex situ? Ex situ like zoological park and all जो मुझे खुद से बनाए हैं, such areas are called as ex situ conservation. So we will try to go in detail जैसे हम आगे पढ़ेंगे. Okay, so now that's just about some background study. Now start with the introduction part. So the introduction is all about the diversity and the biodiversity. What is diversity? Diversity is a variety. Variety in anything. Like, so we can see now अगर हम देखते हैं a simple diversity or a variety, we need variety in everything. But whenever the variety is linked to the life or any living beings, it is called as a biodiversity. मतलब वैरायटी इन डिफरेंट लाइफ फॉर्म्स, डिफरेंट लिविंग फॉर्म्स, नो मैटर वो बैक्टीरिया है, वो माइक्रो वो फंगस है, वो वायरस है, वो अल्गेज है, वो या वो मोर डेवलप्ड प्लांट्स एंड एनिमल्स है. जो भी कुछ ये अर्थ पे प्रेजेंट है एंड इट इज शोइंग सम काइंड ऑफ डिफरेंसेस एंड वैराइटीज फ्रॉम ईच अदर, इट इज वी कैन से overall called as a biodiversity. Okay, this biodiversity can be based on different factors. अगर मुझे broadly बोलना है तो we can say कि plants, animals and microorganisms, but that is very बोलते ना upper class classification, बहुत ऊपर का है. In detail if we go within a same class, within a same phylum, within a same genus, there are so many different varieties. A same animal, same type of animals can show different variety. Even if you see different, like if I say monkeys, there are different types of monkeys as well. Deers, there are different types of deers as well. So this is different types of things which we observe. But here सब किस basis पे? Based on the size. So it can be microscopic or a macroscopic. Based on the shape, वो बड़ा हो सकता है. It can be as big as elephant. It can be as small as the ant. Right? Color. It can be dark, light, medium, and there are hundreds of shades in a nature which we can see now. Okay, its form, its mode of nutrition, वो carnivorous है, वो herbivorous है, वो omnivorous है, या फिर वो typical decomposer है, what? All these things also matters. Its habitat, right? वो कहाँ पे रहता है? Is it in an aquatic habitat? It is in a forest or in a terrestrial part or what? Then it's a mode of reproduction. वो egg लेंगे या वो viviparous है या फिर वो asexual reproduction दिखाते हैं. How? Even that will show a different point or like different kind of uh, effect on a typical diversity. Then motility, obviously, if a particular species is coming into a population, then the population diversity will increase. अगर कोई बाहर जा रहा है, it will decrease. So motility of a particular organisms also play an important role. And then the last but not the least, the duration of a life cycle. A particular species कितने time तक वो survive करता है in a nature, even that plays an important role in a diversity. So all these factors, if you see, sorry, all these factors, if you see, sorry, yeah, if you see, take even a one particular factor, shape, even the shape wise, you can classify the organism. So starting from the ant and the microscopic like bacteria, fungus, until the elephant and even the bigger than that like a whale and all. That is possible. Mode of nutrition. So each one of this particular factor can give us a large variety of species present in a nature, right? बट ये सब जो दिख रहे हैं हम लोग लाइक ये सब जो फैक्टर्स है या फिर ये जो डिफरेंट स्पीसीज अवेलेबल है, हाउ कम दिस पर्टिकुलर स्पीसीज जो प्रेजेंट है इन नेचर कैन शो अस सच काइंड ऑफ वैरायटी? व्हाई दे नीड टू शो आपने को इतना सारा वैरायटी? कुछ तो रिजल्ट्स होगा. सो डेफिनेटली देयर आर सम
जा ना माझ्या दिवशी ते एक गाडी का घेतली कर्ज करायचं ते
Okay, so I think we should begin. Please keep your mic on a mute, please. Yeah, so क्यों मतलब क्यों इतना सा वैरायटी हमको दिख रहा है? Because we all know nature is a combination of the biotic and abiotic factors, and the abiotic factors include different things like temperature and then the uh, water, and there are many other factors which are actually present in a like sunlight and all of them, like soil composition and all. So based on this particular species has to have shown some kind of adaptation. अगर उनको particular area में रहना है, अगर उनको survive करना है, they have to show some kind of changes in their particular habit, and we can say particular nature, right? And because of this particular adaptation, a lot of variations were observed in different animals. Okay, if you remember मेरे example लिया था about the डेजर्ट में जो एनिमल्स रहते हैं उनका स्नाउट इज क्वाइट पॉइंटेड बिकॉज उन लोगों को डिक करने में हेल्प होता है, और अदरवाइज जो एंटार्क्टिक एरिया में जो एनिमल्स रहते हैं सो दे हैव वेरी स्मॉल काइंड ऑफ लाइक एक्सटर्नल ऑर्गन. सो उनके ईयर्स बहुत स्मॉल होंगे, उनके उनका नोज बहुत स्मॉल होगा, दे विल हैव अ स्मॉल आइज एंड ऑल. व्हाई? बिकॉज दे हैव टू प्रोटेक्ट और प्रिवेंट द unnecessary heat loss. So all this kind of adaptations are there. So you can say beer. Beer is a very common term, right? Beer तो हम लोग यहाँ भी दे सकते हैं, but the beer which is present in our area, let's say at a normal temperature, and the beer जो कि रहेगा in Antarctica, obviously they will show some kind of variation, and this variation is because of the different environmental conditions basically, right? And that will lead to the different kind of diversity in within a species also. There are many species जिन लोग को they have to they are surviving in a typical stress area. So in order to overcome the stress area, they take some kind of typical they adapt some kind of feature जो उनको help करेगा to survive in such stress area as well. So environmental factor is the one thing, stress area is another thing. But then what is the moral of story? That adaptation will ultimately lead to the diversity, or we can say it is a basis of diversity. Okay, and the diversity can be intra-specific or it can also be inter-specific. Okay, so if I want to define a biodiversity in a very typical scientific word, so this definition is very typical. So I will just read it first and then I will explain what they are trying to say. Okay, so what they are saying, it is the part of nature which includes the differences in the genes among the individuals of a species. Okay, so the first point, differences in a genes. What is gene? Anyone?
A particular
It's a
segment of
particular.
DNA.
Yes, yes, yes. So it is a segment of DNA. So the first point is differences in the genes among the individuals of a species. Yeah. The variety of richness of all the plants and the animal species at a different scales in a space, local region, country, and the world. So variety and the richness of the plants and animal is the second point. And the types of the ecosystem, both terrestrial and aquatic, within a defined area. Okay. So what we are seeing whenever I'm talking about biodiversity, what all points I'm considering? Differences in a gene which is observed in a individuals of a particular species. It can be variety and the richness of different species like plants and animal in a particular area. It can be at a local point, like let's say in a Kalyan, then in a Maharashtra, and in a and India, and then finally in the total world. So that kind of we can say comparison. Okay, about the particular species richness. एंड देन फाइनली द टाइप ऑफ इकोसिस्टम कि वो टेरेस्ट्रियल है या वो एक्वाटिक है. अगर पर्टिकुलर एरिया में बहुत टेरेस्ट्रियल और एक्वाटिक है तो ऑब्वियसली द स्पीसीज वेरिएशन जो रहेगा वो बहुत ज़्यादा रहेगा, बिकॉज एक्वाटिक में भी देयर इज अ मल्टीपल डिफरेंट एनिमल्स एंड प्लांट्स विल बी प्रेजेंट. सेम विल बी गो फॉर द टेरेस्ट्रियल इकोसिस्टम, राइट. So this is a typical definition of a biodiversity. The term actually was coined by the scientist named as Walter Russell in 1982, and but then it was actually more became famous when this particular another sociologist, sorry, Edward Wilson, described actually different levels of biological organization. So look, कैसे difference है, मतलब what are differences, on what basis are the differences are in a particular biological system. Okay, whatever we are seeing around now, कुछ भी डिफरेंट प्लांट्स देख रहे हैं, कुछ भी एनिमल्स देख रहे हैं, माइक्रोस्कोपिक एनिमल्स देख रहे हैं, ये सब क्या है? इट इज एक्चुअली अ रिजल्ट ऑफ द बिग बैंग थ्योरी which has happened around 3.5 billions of years ago. और now उसके बाद से अब तक का जो टाइम पीरियड था, in that the kind of evolution has done, many species got extincted, many new species had came in the picture, and this is actually बोलते ना, all these things are actually resulting in a typical biodiversity, and is actually influenced by the biodiversity will be influenced by different factors. It can be a natural process also, or it can be a any interference or influence by a human beings. So अगर कहीं पे earthquake हो रहा है and a particular area is getting distracted, that is a natural process. But अगर कहीं पे हम लोग खुद जाके deforestation कर रहे हैं, it is a human interference, right? So all these things about the biodiversity, different factors important in this particular thing, different levels of biodiversity, ये हम लोग पढ़ेंगे in this chapter, okay, in detail. And then the very first point which I would like to cover today is the levels of biodiversity. What is levels of biodiversity? It tells me, just a minute. Yeah, sorry for that. So levels of biodiversity. So in this particular part, हम लोग देखेंगे कि how the particular uh, like area, or let's say how the typical living world, this biosphere is actually uh, showing different types of biodiversity. What are the different levels? क्या क्या लेवल पे हम लोग को डाइवर्सिटी दिख रहा है? इज इट जस्ट लाइक कि ओके वो माइक्रोस्कोपिक है या वो माइक्रोस्कोपिक है वो लेवल पे है, या देयर आर एनी अदर फैक्टर्स आल्सो और मेजर फैक्टर्स आल्सो on which we can actually classify this kind type of biodiversity. Okay, तो जैसे कि हमने देखा in definition itself, there are three important factors which are actually studied in a biodiversity. एक तो genetics, like gene difference in the genes, then the variety and the richness of a particular species, and the last one was the ecosystem variation, right? So now this particular biodiversity is also we can say showing three levels of diversity, and these three levels are basically genetic diversity, जहाँ पे हम लोग जीन्स के बारे में पढ़ेंगे, स्पीसीज डाइवर्सिटी जहाँ पे हम लोग डिफरेंट कम्युनिटीज के बारे में पढ़ेंगे, एंड द थर्ड वन इज द इकोसिस्टम डाइवर्सिटी, जहाँ पे हम लोग देखेंगे कि ओके इफ अ पर्टिकुलर एरिया इज हैविंग अ टेरेस्ट्रियल इकोसिस्टम और लेट्स से एक्वाटिक इकोसिस्टम, हाउ इट विल अफेक्ट अ पर्टिकुलर स्पीसीज रिचनेस इन अ
सर ये हायरार्कियल क्या है?
hierarchical मतलब step wise. So we can go from like very small unit to very large unit. So let's say बैक्टीरिया, फिर बैक्टीरिया से फंगस, फंगस से लाइक इवोल्यूशन वाइज होता है ना, एक के बाद एक टिपिकल अरेंजमेंट,
हाँ
वैसे मतलब इट कैन बी बेस्ड ऑन एनीथिंग तो लेट्स से कॉम्प्लेक्स ऑन अ बेसिस ऑफ कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी अगर मुझे करना है हायरार्चिकल अरेंजमेंट, तो मैं कैसे बोलूंगा कि सबसे पहले आएगा प्रोकैरियोटिक सेल्स, फिर यूकैरियोटिक सेल्स, सो वी कैन से प्रोकैरियोट के बाद आएगा यूनिसेलुलर यूकैरियोट, देन मल्टीसेलुलर यूकैरियोट, देन टिपिकल हाईली इवॉल्व्ड एनिमल्स लाइक kingdom animalia, and then उसके बाद highly evolved like human beings. So based on this different levels of organization basically, so that is called as hierarchical arrangement.
ओके
Even your classification plan like जैसे हम पढ़ते हैं कि पहले phylum, then phylum, subphylum, like kingdom, phylum, subphylum, class, even that is a kind of, you can say, hierarchical arrangement of particular species. Okay, so the very first point जो हम लोग cover up करेंगे is a genetic diversity. यहाँ पे हम लोग कोई भी particular gene के बारे में नहीं पढ़ने वाले. It is very generalized thing which is given, but why it is important basically. Okay, what does the genetic diversity tells me? Why it is important? So basically, whenever I say genetic diversity, I talk more in terms of the intraspecific diversity. Why? Because I want to see within a species what is what are the different genes present, and what is the number of genes in a particular organism, and कितने सारे chromosomes है. So that can be a one thing which we need to study about in a genetic diversity. It can be within a species or it can be in comparison with the other species. Okay, so within a species the number and types of the genes will be the same, the chromosome number will be same, but what will differ within a species? The variations in a genes and their alleles. Now what is the allele? Anyone?
two or more alternative forms of gene.
Exactly. So these are the two or more alternative forms of genes. So अगर मैं example दूँ वापस से मेंडल के like the green peas का, the Pythium sativum का, तो अगर मैं tall के बारे में बात कर रहा हूँ कि okay tallness or let's say height of the particular plant, then there are two possibilities. So one allele will code for tallness and one allele will code for dwarfness, but उसका जो gene रहेगा वो single रहेगा, but there are two different alleles for the same gene. So this will be actually give me the intraspecific variations. So there will be some species जो कुछ एक character दिखाएंगे, let's say, so there will be some species जो हमें dominant character दिखाएंगे, there will be some species जो हम लोग को recessive character दिखाएंगे, and this will ultimately lead to the species diversity based on the genetics, right? It also includes the like activation of certain genes which are required for a particular species to adapt to a particular environment. So even that will be considered as a genetic diversity. Why? Because if it is happening with respect to the environmental factors, or let's say external environment, it will not be present in all the animals जो ये अर्थ पे रहेगा. It will be only present in a one particular area, because only those animals will be having this kind of adaptation, right? So this will give a kind of variation to a particular species, and that's why it is important. And the another point, or we can say another significance of this particular diversity is it is actually leading to the continuation of a species. Okay, because if a particular species is not able to adapt to a particular environment जहाँ पे वो रह रहा है, then it will get extincted, right? वो आगे जी नहीं पाएगा, वो वहीं पे मर जाएगा. And if it is not able to survive further, वो species में continuation नहीं होगा, तो वो completely बोलते ना full stop लग जाएगा on the particular species, because if it is not reproducing, उसका next generation picture आएगा ही नहीं, and that will be a problem. That's why this adaptation is important factor, and if it is showing some kind of genetic diversity, or let's say genetic adaptation, it will further help in a continuation of the species. So the species will actually learn to stay in a particular area. Okay. तो जितना ज़्यादा ये डाइवर्सिटी दिखाएंगे टू स्टे इन अ पर्टिकुलर एरिया, उतना ज़्यादा उनका सर्वाइवल रेट बढ़ेगा. ओके, सो वी ऑल नो even in the mangoes, if I want to give example, there are thousands of varieties of the mangoes nowadays. Still we are very much interested कि हाँ मुझे रत्नागिरी हाफूस चाहिए, मुझे और मतलब टिपिकल area wise we are interested in. Why? Because we know Hapus is Hapus, right? Alfonso is Alfonso. Then why I am so interested in a Ratnagiri Hafus or a Devgarh Hafus only? Because Ratnagiri and Devgarh Hafus or like Alfonso are actually having that typical, this plants actually have taken up something from the environment also. So even though it is the same Alfonso जो हम लोग को all over the world कहीं भी मिल सकता है बाद में भी, there are some factors which will not be as same as the Ratnagiri Hapus या फिर Devgarh Hapus. Okay, and that's what I'm trying to convince you कि कैसे genetic diversity important है, because this Ratnagiri or Devgarh, let's say they must be having some kind of alleles which is making them different from the others. Okay, I am not having any detailed information about this कि उन लोगों में क्या differences है and why they are so much like इतना famous and all, but then this is something जो मुझे समझ रहा है based on the current knowledge. Okay, same goes for the rice also. There are 50,000 of like more than 50,000 varieties of rice and wheat now in India only. Still we are very kept कि हाँ मुझे सिर्फ बासमती ही चाहिए, मुझे सिर्फ वाड़ाकुलम चाहिए, मुझे इंद्रायणी ही चाहिए. Why? Because these are particular type, उनके पास specific features है जो हम लोग को अच्छे लगते हैं. And that's how we can see a diversity. Rice is rice, but then one is showing the typical fluorescence, not fluorescence, sorry, fragrance. One is showing a typical taste, and that's how it actually differs, right? So one such example which they had given is about the plant Rauwolfia vomitoria. It is actually an African shrub. It's not typical name, common name, they call it some paper. Okay, PEPPER. Okay, but this plant is having a very good medicinal property. मतलब starting from its aerial parts like leaves and the stem-like part and to the roots and all. Everything जो भी ये plant में that is having medicinal properties. So I would like you all to note down this point that Rauwolfia vomitoria actually secretes the active component called as reserpine. And why it is important? Because it is used in a treatment of high blood pressure. Okay, so but this plant also shows a different variety basically, and a lot of genetic diversity was observed in the same species. How? So when they had taken this particular Rauwolfia plant from different areas of the India, let's say it is generally present in the Himalayas, okay, but then there are different areas also they have to be presented. So what they found, The different plants which were obtained from different locations basically shows difference in their active component potency and concentration. तो जो मुझे हिमालय से मिला था फ्रॉम वन एरिया ऑफ हिमालय दैट विल गिव मी डिफरेंट थिंग, जो मैंने कोई और से लिया रहेगा दैट विल गिव मी डिफरेंट थिंग. इट्स अ सेम प्लांट, सेम स्पीसीज, still there are some kind of genetic diversity which is affecting its concentration and potency. Even the component is same, reserpine is only present in that particular plant also, but उसका जो concentration है that is different. So why it is happening we can say because reserpine is kind of secondary metabolite. So if you remember मैंने explain किया था what is secondary metabolite and what is primary metabolite. So secondary metabolites are actually required for plant for their protection, for their benefit. It is not really involved in a growth and development, right? So maybe जो Himalayas में है, those plants require more kind of such chemicals to survive in a particular area. However, so plants which are like Rauwolfia, which is growing in other part, is not in that much demand. So that's why the plant के पास the same plant है, उसके पास वो chemical भी है, but it is not producing that enough amount of the reserpine because जरूरत नहीं है उसको उतनी, because nobody will produce something which is in not of use except human beings on earth. I think all the other animals are very much kind of prudent in nature, so they don't think कि हाँ मैं आज ही सब कुछ जमा करके मेरे घर पर रखता हूँ and कल का कल मतलब then no matter कल क्या होता है करके. They are very much like think properly and they do, they have each and every action of these animals is having some kind of purpose basically. कोई भी काम फालतू वो लोग करते नहीं है, they are very much well planned. इवन कोई भी एक्शन करनी रहेगी तो they will not do it as time, they will make sure कि the action is necessary or not. अगर है तो कितने लेवल तक है, तो कितना एनर्जी लॉस हो सकता है, ये सब फन. Now obviously the plant will not think ऐसा सब immediately, but how we can do all these things, because जब भी हम लोग कोई पर्टिकुलर प्लांट का स्टडी करते हैं all these points are actually considered कि कोई भी प्लांट ऐसा क्यों बिहेव कर रहा है, क्यों वो वहाँ पे वो केमिकल प्रोड्यूस नहीं कर रहा है बट कोई और प्रोड्यूस कर रहा है. So at that time this genetic diversity was observed and it must be because of the different environmental conditions. The Himalayas obviously conditions are different than the other areas. Okay, so that's why it is important to study genetic diversity. How they do all these things, how they get to know कि कोई भी plant में genetic diversity है. They will obtain different species, they will obtain their DNA, they will do sequencing and then they will compare कि किसके पास क्या क्या differences. And that's how they will tell us कि हाँ ये particular plant के पास ये gene ज़्यादा active है, ये particular plant के पास ये gene है ही नहीं, या फिर है but it is less active, ये particular plant के पास genes का different set है, या फिर they are having some special features as well. So this kind of information can be obtained based on the genetic diversity. Okay, I hope you understand.
पोटेंसी क्या है?
पोटेंसी मतलब लेट्स से कितना इफेक्टिव है, तो मेरे पास लेट्स से ड्रग है, ओके, तो वो ड्रग कितना इफेक्टिव है अगेंस्ट अ पर्टिकुलर सिस्टम. तो कभी कभी ना अगर कभी भी मुझे ड्रग को यूज करना है तो इट शुड बी हैव हाई पोटेंसी, मतलब हाई इफेक्टिवनेस. तो इवन इफ आई एम गिविंग वेरी स्मॉल अमाउंट ऑफ ड्रग इट शुड वर्क आउट. तो अगर ऐसा है कि कोई भी प्लांट एकदम थोड़े से ड्रग अमाउंट में भी काम कर जाता है देन वी से इट इज हैविंग वेरी गुड हाई पोटेंसी. बिकॉज ड्रग कोई भी ड्रग ले लो इट इज ऑलवेज हैविंग सम काइंड ऑफ साइड इफेक्ट. दैट्स व्हाई हम लोग कभी भी डॉक्टर के पास जाते हैं तो डॉक्टर हम लोग को प्रिस्क्राइब करके लिख देता है कि हाँ सुबह एक टैबलेट, शाम को एक टैबलेट, या फिर ऐसा ही विल नॉट से कि हाँ ये पूरा पैकेट ले, तेरा जब मन करे पूरा का पूरा खा लेना एंड देन लेट्स सी क्या होता है. लाइक नॉट लाइक दैट वैसे. सो पोटेंसी का मतलब है कि हाउ इफेक्टिव अ पर्टिकुलर ड्रग और पर्टिकुलर कंपोनेंट is how or what kind of effect it is showing on a particular system. So it is mainly used in terms of the drugs and all, discovery of drugs and all. So अगर किसी का पोटेंसी अच्छा है it means that is a very good type of drug, और किसी का पोटेंसी अच्छा नहीं है then that is not a good drug basically. So whatever drugs which we are using currently are having a very good potency and that's why we are using. So if you see कोई भी टैबलेट तो उसके ऊपर लिखा रहता है nanograms of like X component is present in a nanograms or Y component is present in milligrams. Very rarely you will see the amount is going in the grams. Maximum times all the drugs contains like tablets contains or any drug contains the amount in nanogram and milligram or a microgram basically. Why? Because even that less amount, like itna chota amount bhi is sufficient enough to show some if activity against on my body. If I'm taking in a grams, it means it is not that effective or it is not that potent drug. Okay, so a very simple example अगर मैं देना चाहूँ in a terms of cancer, so let's say मेरे पास drug है, let's say doxorubicin is a very commonly used drug in a cancer treatment. Okay, so this particular drug I am inserting in a tumor. Now I am injecting a tumor, and let's say there are two types of doxorubicin I am having. Okay, doxorubicin 1 and doxorubicin 2. Doxorubicin 1 ने मुझे 60% रिडक्शन दिखाया इन अ ट्यूमर साइज एंड डॉक्सोरिबोसिन 2 ने मुझे 30% रिडक्शन दिखाया इन अ ट्यूमर साइज. Then what will I conclude? That doxorubicin 1 is having more potency or it is more potent as compared to the doxorubicin 2 because it is giving me more effective and efficient results as compared to the doxorubicin 2. I hope now this is explaining what मेरा डाउट क्लियर हो रहा है. Sorry. Is it clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, great. So that is all about the genetic diversity or let's say genetic variation in a particular species. But this was generally used within a species. I want to, if I want, whenever I will talk about genetic diversity, I will try to find out things within a particular species rather than going for different species because I know different species anyway are having some features which are different from each other. So genetic diversity generally gives me information about the intraspecific diversity. Now, if I want to go for interspecific diversity, that is information between two different species and all, how will I go for it? I will try to study the species diversity. Okay, so that comes under the term species diversity, which is basically a interspecific diversity, which will tell me the information about the number of species and the plants and animals, the species of the plants and animals. मतलब particular area में कितने plants है, कितने types के plants है, या फिर कितने animals है, कितने types के animals है, वो सब information मुझे मिलेगा from this particular species diversity. Okay, and it will tell me okay, total number of species in a particular area and how they are differing from each other, what are their characteristic feature, how they are surviving in a particular area. Because if I'm having a good enough idea about the properties or the characteristics of the particular species, it will be easy for me to study them further, right? So that's how we will study this in a detail. I think I will not go ahead because it's almost 10. And then, yeah, there are two more things. Like, so in the next lecture, we will study the species diversity and the ecological diversity. And then we will start with the next part about the pattern of diversity. Okay. I hope you all are getting what we are discussing. It is very much simple things. Yes, I understand that थोड़ा complex way में लिख के देखते हैं because ultimately हम लोग को आंसर भी लिखने हैं बोर्ड एग्जाम में, so we can't keep it very simple. So try to read up and come in the next class. So if you are having any doubts, we will be discussing in the next lecture. Till now, if you are having any doubts, any confusion, you need any clarity about something, you can ask me right now.
तो लास्ट लेसन का भेज दोगे क्या?
What? Sorry, मेरे को सुनाई नहीं दिया. PPT you want?
लास्ट लेसन की पीपीटी.
हाँ, that I will share today. मैं आज भेज दूंगा सर के पास.
Thank you, sir.
Anything else?
No, sir.
Okay, so I will stop sharing then. आई होप कल